I go walking to my porch here in Louisville, Kentucky. It's about 6:30 in the morning. I'm out here smoking my little cigar, drinking my coffee, enjoying the cold snap that came through. Today I want to talk about something that relates to not just our loved ones as caregivers, but us too, especially older people, not old, just over the certain age. That our bodies begin to change, and but we continue to do the same things and wear the same things that we always did when we were younger. And in this case, I'm going to be talking about elastics. And by that I mean elastic underwear, ankle socks, things with put pressure on specific nerves and points. And you may be wearing underwear that feels fine to you and might even be fine most of the time unless you swell up a little bit for whatever, too much sodium one night, so you're swollen for a few days. But even something that feels snug and nice can be putting pressure on nerves and compressing, and that can cause foot pain, back pain, all sorts of other issues. And when you're dealing with adult protective underwear, if it's too snug of a fit, too tight of a fit, even if you think it's not, it's doing the same thing. So when we're talking about our elderly people, we're the caregiver for, or anyone, they're going to have trouble walking. They're going to have back pain, and they're going to hunch over, and they're going to do all sorts of stuff that they didn't used to do. So we have to be very mindful of that. And even you, let's say you go to bed at night, you wake up and your foot hurts, or something like your leg hurts, so you're getting other pains that are coming out of nowhere, and it's like, I'm getting older, oh, I'm gaining weight, oh, I gotta do this, that, and the other. It could be your underwear too tight, the elastic of it. You need something maybe like a bariatric type of underwear. Look into that. But you need to think about there's a difference between being snug fit, too tight, and just loose enough to hang on. But when if you've got a regular fit that it's fine when you're standing up and walking, gotta remember this, especially for people who have weight on them and elderly people who sit at odd positions. When you sit down, you spread out, and you put that extra pressure on those nerves. So that's something we need to be really concerned about, especially as we get older, because the compression, like I said, with ankle socks, I won't wear them. I wore them for many, many years. But I made the mistake of, not just wearing them when they're going out exercising or something, but wearing them all the time. And that was just like a mini tourniquet around your ankle. Some days it would be even tighter because your leg, foot, or whatever ankle will swell a little bit, especially if you do exercise or you just ate a pizza. But we have to be very mindful of this as we're older. Something as simple as a wrong size adult protective underwear too tight, or wrong size underwear that feels fine to you, putting that small amount of compression pressure on those nerves, especially the sciatic nerve, which is the biggest nerve in the body. And that can mess up your entire system, your nerve system, and the flow and everything else. So things can flow down, we'll have trouble flowing back up, and vice versa. I'm not against elastic underwear. I'm just saying you have to be mindful, especially if your weight fluctuates, that something you think might be fitting just fine or just snug enough to prevent things from an adult protective underwear from coming out look good and not too tight when someone's standing up, when you are laying down and you're putting them on them. But once they sit, that puts pressure along the nerves and can cause other issues. It can cause us issues too. I just had a person I know who is somewhat wheelchair bound. He's been having heck of a back problems. He's had multiple back surgeries over the years. He's an older man, older than me by far. But he's recently been hit hard with almost crippling back pain. And I just happened to be over at his house and introducing him to somebody. And he stood up to meet the person, and his pants dropped, embarrassingly for him. Didn't embarrass either one of us because we're both caregivers and we've seen this kind of thing all the time. Doesn't affect us at all, but embarrassed him. But in that brief flash, I saw that he was wearing very, very tight underwear. And so I saved it up to let him get over that embarrassment. And then I told him, you might consider getting much looser fit or bariatric underwear, because those are too tight. Those are putting pressure, especially you've had multiple back surgery. And that's going to cause some of these issues. Now he's gone to the doctor, and the doctor told him, well, we're going to look at it over a couple of weeks. I'm going to give you pain medications. Don't be so active, la, la, la. Try to take it easy. Then we'll have an MRI and maybe an epidural down the line if it doesn't improve. No one thinks to mention to the doctor the potential of wearing too tight underwear, or for that matter, too tight clothes. Clothes that are too tight, I mean. You need to consider all this, especially as we get older, because we change, even if we think we don't change. Our bodies change and we can't see it. We don't have the resiliency that we used to have. So you need to be careful about that and check into that. If you've got leg and foot pain and back pain and swelling and all this other stuff, you look into the elastics of your underwear and the elastics of your clothes. If you're wearing tight fitted clothes, or that. There's something I want to throw out there. I hope you will take that to mind. In any case, I'm going to get ready to go do some caregiving. And I'll talk to you again at another time.